Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jeanne and I'm hot, okay? Is everyone else hot? Heatwave is at its peak. I am going to do a little challenge today because I have a big problem. Today I'm going to do a scavenger hunt to find my next read because I am not reading anything at the moment. It's very bad. I'm in a reading slump and I need to read. So maybe if I am forced to read something, I'm gonna do it. So in this video I'm gonna do the scavenger hunt with these questions to help me find the book I'm gonna have to read, and then I'm also gonna read that book and tell you if it was good. So I saw this video on Cassidy's channel, Covered with Cassidy, and also on the book with Lala. I'm gonna link all in the description. Let's get into it. The first question is grab your favorite book, which is already difficult. What do you mean my favorite book? I have to choose my favorite book. And then go to the acknowledgements, and the first name you see, I have to find a book by an author with the same name. What? Piranesi? Where are the acknowledgements? There's no acknowledgements? What? There's no acknowledgement. There's like note on the author, and that's all. She's not grateful for anyone? This is a flop. The video is going so well so far. So I'm going to take The Lost Whale by Susanna Gold. Blah 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 blah. Erika Sussman. Not sure I have any Eric. Oh my god. This is gonna be more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. So let me come back to you. So I cannot find any Erika in my bookshelves. I have Erin Morgenstern, you know, Night Circus and The Starless Sea. So it's close to Erika. Erin, but I could go to other names on this list. For example, I have a Nick here, I have Alex. Alex? I've got Alex. That's a good one. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Alex because it's really close to Alex. So the next is The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Howard. So the next question is pick something on that cover and find another book with a thing in the title. My god, this is so hard. So I've got roses on here, I've got witches, I guess, I've got blueberries, I've got ferns, I've got flowers, rose, I've got a snake, there's a bird. This is much harder than I expected it to be. This video is gonna take ages, man. Okay, this one has the nightingale is a bird, right? I don't want to be stupid. I know that's not a nightingale, that's a blackbird, but that's a nightingale is close enough, isn't it? I'm gonna go with that one. The next was go page 50, line 5, and find a word, and you have to find a book that has the same word in it. Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look just the way when her soul lit her face like firelight. Look. Come on, look. I cannot find anything. Like, I'm gonna have to go with like. Maybe I have something with like. Okay, so I could not find anything with any of the words on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose the word face, and I'm gonna find a book with a face on the cover. Okay? It's not gonna be in the title, but it's Jane Eyre. There's a face on here. Okay? I'm just gonna go with that one because I'm stuck. Next. Find a 5-star read with the same color on the cover. There's a lot of black on it. I have some white, grayish. So like a 5-star read. Oh, I know. I'm gonna go with that one, right? I feel like that's reasonable. That's 5-star reads. I don't have any 5-star reads, so that's the closest I'm gonna get. Same color palette, kind of grayish, dark, and then some white. This is written in white, and there's some white here, and then some grayish. There's grey a little bit everywhere. I think that fits. It counts. Find a book with the same number of pages. That's a tiny book. Will you count the acknowledgements or just like the story? I'm just gonna count the story. And that leaves me with 187. How much is this one? That's 154. 79. That's closer. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna try all this of this series and find something. Oh, 204. What about that one? Oh, this is promising. Oh my god, are you kidding me? This is exactly 187 when you count the notes at the end. The next one is open to any page. The first name you see, find a book by an author with who shares that name. Random page, the first name, John. John Holdren. I'm sure I'm gonna find something called John. Come on, John. The problem is I don't have a lot of books by male authors. I realized. Richard, Damon. Okay, I don't have John. The next name on here is Hinton. How am I gonna find someone called like this? This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna flip again. What name? Malcolm. Do I have Malcolm? Ah, next name. Ah, I have one. Is a philosopher, is a Cameroonian philosopher called Achilles Mbembe. Achilles Mbembe. So Achilles is not the author, but I'm gonna take the Song of Achilles. They were asking for it. This person is called Achilles. I have to choose the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. It has to be. Next, find another title with the same number of letters. I have 17 letters in the Song of Achilles. 17. 16, 19. I'm gonna go mad. Oh, 17. The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Next, find a book with a similar cover. So I've got a door here, black and yellow. This is the closest we're gonna get. And then there's a source of light. It's a bit yellow. So I'm gonna go with that one. Flip to a random page, point at a word and find that word in the book title on your TBR shelf. So this is it. This is going to be the last step to find what book I'm going to read. I'm like sweating like I'm in a sauna here. You had no idea how hot that is. Ah, I've got witchcraft. I can find something about witchcraft. It doesn't have to be witchcraft. Okay. Something about witches, you know? I guess we're gonna have to read The Once and Future Witches. This is a good news and bad news for me because I am really intimidated by this. It's really chunky and more importantly, because it's a paperback, it's written so tiny. I don't like this. It's too tiny and too condensed. So I guess we're gonna read this. I'm gonna try my best. I will update you on my reading and hopefully it will go okay. I've heard good things about it and I feel like I need to read it. It's on my TBR, so I guess it's gonna force me to read it. Otherwise, I don't think I could read it because it's too intimidating. So I guess we're gonna do that. I am sweating like I've been here for too long. I'm gonna stop now. See ya. You might have seen the clips when I got a tattoo. A new tattoo. I love it. Look at that. Look at that. It's quite painful. It was painful, especially around here. That was not nice. I'm really happy with it. Thank you to Maria for the tattoo. I'm gonna put her Insta down there so you can check her work. I also brought my ebook to the tattoo appointment, and I was reading the ones on Future Witches. I'm not sure exactly where I am. I think I am a little bit over 100 pages now. I'm quite slow to get through it. I got the ebook because the font is just too small. I don't like it. It's not comfortable enough. I don't use my ebook that often, but I'm really enjoying it, and even read at night, like in the bed when my partner's asleep. So far this book is slow paced, but I really love the writing. It's very lyrical, and we are following these three sisters, which are kind of witches. It's taking place in the 18th century, I think. No, in the 17th century. It's also feminist. We're following the movement of suffragettes in the US at the time. So it's very interesting to see how the author managed to mix witches and feminist suffragettes, and at the same time criticizing the actual movement back then and how elitist it was. I love how aware it is. It's definitely a book for our period, 17th century, and I love the new look on it and how you can actually get a more critical eye on the suffragette movement, even though it's fiction and it's actually fantasy. That's what I like about it. I really like the mood they have in like old Salem. So little witchy things going on, and the main characters are three sisters that I really like. I don't usually like all the characters. I usually have a favorite, but I don't have a favorite so far. I really love all of them. All the characters are very nice. They're all very distinct. I love how they have their own personality, and it's quite clear how the author managed to give them a very distinct voice, and you can actually tell the difference between these three sisters. I relate to them. I come from a family of three sisters as well. I'm the middle one. I just love it. Three sisters trying to bring back witchcraft to the world and women's rights. So I'm really enjoying it, but I'm just really slow. So I don't know when this vlog is gonna come out because it's so big. I don't know why it's so big. I mean, I am enjoying it, but I am taking my time with it. And what I like as well is that it's adult fantasy. It's not YA. I don't think I would have appreciated as much if it was YA fantasy. So the themes are a little bit more mature, and we are touching on subjects that are a bit darker and difficult to handle for younger readers. That's why I like that one. It's not shying away from the injustice, roughness of the life as a woman in 17th century. Finished. This was good. It was really good. I loved it. It makes me really good being a woman, even though it's fantasy and it's about witches, but it mixes with the suffragette movement at the same time, kind of thing. And I love how the suffragette movement is heavily criticized, and a lot of things about class and color and why the suffragettes were not the incredibly empowerment things that all white women think it is. I mean, it is for them, I guess. I mean, for us, I am white. And this was really good. I love the three witches trope because I am from sisterhood of three. I am the middle one, so I am supposed to be Agnes, which is supposed to be the strong one, and the maternal one, which I relate in some way. I'm supposed to be the strong one. I am apparently the strong one, and the oldest one is Bella. She's supposed to be the wise one, and Juniper is the wild one. It's funny because, at least in my sister thing, it kind of works a bit like that, I guess. I also loved Charmed when I was younger, and I still love it. It's still one of my favorite shows ever. So the three sisters thing, and then they talk about this sign when there's these three circles together, and then it makes a rune or something, you know, like I could not picture anything else than the Halliwell sign, which is not really the Halliwell sign. So it was very lyrical, incredibly well written. Some passages made me feel like, you know, when you get these like urges of like nice joy, so like empowerment thing, and then like, you want to cry, or like it's all about sisterhood and fierce things that happens when someone is about to do something badass, or is giving you cues about the fact that they are on your side and then they support you and all of that. Well, it's hard to explain, but I had these moments where I was like, oof, that feels good, I like that. And it was strong. And the beginning is more about like the suffragettes, how to give women, you know, the power they deserve, the place that they deserve, and all of that. And witching is one of the ways to take over the women's rights, and you know, but it shifts to not necessarily go against the men and then against patriarchy and all of that. It switches to just witching in general, and then these three sisters, faith and sisterhood, and the once and future witches, you know, like witches will always rise, even though we have been struck down a lot of times, we always come back. I love that idea, and I wanna believe that the age of witching is a cycle of life, you know, it's coming back, it's dying. And I wish I'm alive for the resurfacing of witching, please. It also mixed with fairy tales and the Grimm sisters. I like how, I mean, it's supposed to be the Grimm, the brothers, but like in this one it's the Grimm sisters, and I really like that twist. There's some tales, for example, there's Rapunzel and Hansel and Gretel, stuff like that, but it's a bit twisted to make it more witchy, more fitted to the story, and I love it. I love how fairy tales are supposed to be the way of telling witching, and then it's actually like traces of witching along the years, and I love it. I really enjoy all of these, and there's some people of color representation. There's like this double coin where they show that the suffragettes is very white, and then on the other side there's the daughters movements, which is focused on the black woman's rights, and then they are like undercover and they're still here, and I love it. And then there's some lesbians. I love how the love story is not the main focus. It's very sisterhood and magical, and yeah, motherhood as well. The only thing I wish for this book was, I wish it was shorter. I think it didn't need to be that long. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I would have been able to finish it as easily if it wasn't for the audiobook. I was following along with the audiobook at some point, because even though every time I picked it up I enjoyed reading, I was just discouraged by how thick that thing is. And this is the paperbacks, and it's like over 500 pages. I give it 4.5, only because I don't think it needed to be that long, and some passages were a little bit long, and the descriptions are so lyrical, and the writing is heavily beautiful. So some of these descriptions of colors or hair or clothes or stuff, they're quite repetitive. They come regularly, and you feel empowered by it, but at the same time it doesn't need to be that long. But it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It made me fall in love with my e-reader as well, my Kindle, because it was kind of a chunky book. I didn't want to carry it everywhere, so I actually realized I had it on my Kindle, and I was really happy to read on my Kindle. I love witches. It makes me want to watch Charmed, and makes me want to read more books about witches. This is the ending of this video, and I'm glad I was forced to pick up this book because I was afraid. This Scavenger Hunt to pick my next read was helpful. This would have stayed on my shelves for quite a while, I think, just because of its size. I am happy to go back to a normal length. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you read it, and if you have more recommendations about witches, if it's fiction or non-fiction, please let me know. I want to know everything about witches. So send it to me in the comments any other book recommendation, and I will probably get to it. I will see you soon. Bye.